Hey you guys, Loyal Logic coming at you with another video. What I'd like to talk about today is the current situation going on in France. When the first protest happened, I made a video on let's make France great again. I didn't realize it was going to turn into such a big situation. I was glad I talked about it because one of my fans DM'd me about it and said, listen, Logic, this is going to be a big deal, and I want to let you know. Hopefully you say something about it. And I did. But it became something amazing, in my opinion. And I didn't make a video on it because I wanted to really wait a little while and see how it went. And I wasn't disappointed. I was in some instances, but overall, I think good things have happened. Now, one thing I want to say, I condone all the violence. It's disgusting, and people should know better. This movement should be for the people of France to make it great again. That country in the last 40 years has been destroyed by globalist elitists and these policies of diversity that have done nothing but destroy the country in ways that we can't even explain because they're so ingrained in society at this point. But the one thing that we can all agree on is that taxation can come to a point like in France where it's unbelievable. You have people going into retirement that are given retirement benefits that are below the poverty line. Think about that, folks. I just watched an interview earlier today of a gentleman said, and he was off camera because he didn't want to get targeted, that his mother went into retirement and she ended up having benefits that put her below the poverty line. So he has to take care of her. Think about that, folks. That rarely ever happens in this country, if ever. Someone going into retirement after working their whole lives, that's how bad it's gotten. But they won't ever tell you that on the mainstream media. They will paint it as something about a gas tax. Now, yes, it is about the gas tax. But it's more than that, folks. I made my video because it was on Macron. And if you go back and watch my video, I was spot on. It's these globalist elitists that are destroying France. These yellow vests, majority of them are regular, everyday people. A majority of them are just good people trying to do the right thing because they don't know what else to do other than voice their concern. Yes, there's violent ones there, but folks, that's with anybody, any group of people throughout the world. Doesn't matter how good you are. There will always be a small minority of people that will ruin it. And you have to look past that to look at what the movement's trying to achieve. They're trying to bring France back to what it used to be. You know, it's like the movies back in the day. You would always hear the women say, "Oh, I wish I went to France." You know, oh, France, the romantic capital of the world. That hasn't been for a long time, folks. Yeah, I guarantee you go to some areas of Paris and it's great. But they do that. It's just like Disneyland. They church it up, folks, because they understand it's money. But you go to other parts of France and it's an utter fucking shithole. I hate to say it, but it is. France is not what it used to be. And the only people to blame is the globalist elitists and the people in power that have let this EU policy of Brussels just dictating, and Germany and all these places that are outside of France dictating it. That's what I don't get. It's not like the people of France have voted on these policies from the EU. They didn't have a fucking say. That's why the UK is trying to leave and they're trying to screw them out of it. Because again, folks, when the people rise up and do the right thing, you will always have globalist elitists pitting money into an effort and pitting energy into an effort to suppress you. I mean, it's unbelievable, folks, what's happening in France right now. But I totally support it because they have no other option at this point. When you have your mother who's going into retirement after working 40, 50 years, and she can't even live on her own because of the benefits they've given her, there's a problem there, folks. And that's not something you can go to the ballot box and vote on. You have to go and protest that. You can't sit there and just bend over and let it happen to you. You have to go to the streets. And, I will say this. I don't, things like I heard about an acid attack on a policeman. That shit's disgusting. What the fuck are you people doing? If you see shit like that, you need to beat the hell out of that guy. That's the only violent thing you're ever going to hear me say. You need to stop that man. If you see someone doing violent actions like that, you have a duty to stop somebody. It's just like I said in my video. It's amazing to me. We have the same problem in the United States. You'll be driving down the street and you'll see someone getting their ass totally beat on the side of the street, and and no one stops. Now, me personally, I'm the type of person to stop. You ain't gonna mess with me, folks. And even if I go down, I'm gonna go down knowing I did the right thing. Everybody else driving by, they're the ones that are cowards. You are a coward if you let someone sit there and get hurt because you're too afraid to do the right thing. That's a cop-out. I don't want to hear that shit. If you see someone hurting somebody, you have an obligation, because we are all human beings here, folks. We all live in great societies throughout the world. I don't care where you're at. You have an obligation. And there's risk, obviously, doing that. I don't want anybody to go out there and go, oh, well, I'm going to go do it because logic said it. I want you to only do it if it's legitimate. Someone getting hit in the face, it happens. I'm not talking about just banter back and forth or someone pushing or throwing rocks, anything like that. I'm talking about real violence, folks. Real violence. Violent, like stabbings, the acid attacks, bombs. That's the type of shit, and not the flares and stuff. That's whatever. I'm talking about real violence. Now, there hasn't been many of the real violence incidents, but there has been incidents where people are throwing big boulders at the helmets of the cops. I don't condone that. Rocks, whatever. As long as they're reasonable size. But anything past, a $50, dude, you're fucking stupid, because you could kill somebody. Now, $50, you could still kill somebody, but you would have to be throwing it right at their head like a baseball player. So, again, folks, I don't condone any of that. I'd prefer nobody to throw anything. You have gotten things done. Now it's been suspended for 6 months, that gas tax, and you guys did the great thing of saying, no, we're going to go out there. We're going to keep doing this. And now they've tried to suppress them. I was watching the live stream today, this morning's protest, and they were like searching them and patting them down, trying to get people to see, don't come out here, folks, because we're going to pat you down. No one cares. There's thousands upon thousands of people out there. Why? Because they're tired of this shit, folks. And like I said in my other video, that's why the censorship stuff in the United States really pisses me off, because people in France can get things done, but we'll sit here with our thumbs up our ass and we'll keep beefing with each other until the wolf comes and knocking on our door, blowing down our house. And it should never happen like that. It only took one more gas increase for them to rise up. And, with the issue with Sargon, it should have just been there. But I go back to what I was saying. This is a fantastic protest. I'm very happy to see it. The day it happened, I made a video because I knew that France, we can make it great again. We all can come together and talk about this, because it affects everybody, folks. It does. Because if you have a place like France that's going to be ravaged by these globalist elitist scumbags, then trust me, it will come knocking. Now, it might take several years to get to the full force here in the United States, but trust me, folks, if it's happening in a place like Paris, France, it's only a sign of things to come. I want you to realize, just look into it, folks, watch some of the live streams, and just make a decision, because the yellow vest people, there are some bad, but most of them, I'd say 99% of them are good. There's always going to be one bad egg out of 100, folks. It is what it is. You can't prevent that. So I love those people over there. I give them the best regards and my blessings. I hope none of them get hurt. And please stand up for your rights, because if you don't stand up for them, no one else will. Loyal Logic, talk to you soon.